Once upon a time, the government decided to research persuasion. Once there was a researcher, so they decided to create a large grant. He studied bees and various other insects and awarded this to the most successful company, particularly how they communicate. To determine the most successful company, they had a contest. One interesting observation was their dancing. The contest would span many years and countries, a metaphor of how they behave after they search for food. Each company that participated would be given 10 products. At first, in the morning, all the bees go out. Each product would be marketed based on split testing. They look for anything that can provide needed energy. And each split test would be run for 3 months. And at the end of the day, they come back. All the data would be collected and organized, and they report their findings. All the results would be cataloged and perfected. How they do this is what the scientist was interested in. Then they would switch products and each company would repeat this. They each take turns reporting their results. Same companies, same methods, same regions, different products. By dancing in a figure 8, the goal was to find out which techniques worked with which products. The size of the figure 8 is proportional to the size of the food. The results were completely unexpected. The angles of the figure 8 are related to the direction. After all the variables had been normalized, the results were clear. After they all take turns presenting their findings, the most powerful force of advertising was determined to be words. They go after the biggest source. Not all words, but just a few keywords. But what this scientist tried was to blindfold the bees. And if you use these keywords, you can sell anything to anybody. It had always been assumed that the data had been collected visually. If you use these keywords, you can convince anybody to have sex with you. But this scientist wanted to make sure. If you use these keywords, anybody you speak to will obey you completely. So when they gathered together to take their turns dancing, this was much more powerful than expected. He temporarily blinded them with a short and harmless magnetic pulse. All of the participants of this study were rounded up and killed. Of a carefully calibrated frequency, world governments were terrified of the ramifications. Much to his surprise, the bees still found the food. If any one politician had these words and phrases in their possession, this suggested that the size and the angles of the figure 8, with one short video, they would make the entire world kneel and obey them, wasn't being transmitted visually as previously thought. Unfortunately, one member escaped. So this scientist gathered everything he could from the bees. One member who has these words: honey, pollen, saliva, royal jelly, and he separated out the various chemicals. Of course, he was tempted and combined them in as many ways as was possible to become the leader of the world. And he finally found the unique blend that was responsible, the master of the human race, for the telepathic bee communication, the cult leader of the planet, and he augmented it to be used by humans. But he didn't think this would be very entertaining. To communicate telepathically, to have all the gorgeous women beg him for sex, to undergo out-of-body experiences. to have all the world's wealthiest families beg him to surrender their riches, to gain future predictive capabilities. Instead, he decided to release these powerful words. Because this was all done in secret, so that everybody can see them and know them and use them. It hasn't been stopped by the government, and everybody can try and out-persuade each other. So this is now available to everybody. Everybody can try and out-seduce each other, to read minds. Everybody can try and out-swindle and out-con and out-scam each other to enhance mental skills. And he would just sit back and enjoy the party for easy persuasion and seduction. However, even though these magic words were released, they haven't been used to increase income and sexual attraction. Perhaps he hid them too well to predict financial markets and weather patterns, too carefully to remove painful memories and learn new skills, too arbitrarily. New skills for juggling and the circus arts, too unnoticeably. New skills for telekinesis and home repair. But if you look, you will find new skills for dolphin and whale communication. If you use, you will benefit. Of course, if the bee population continues to decrease, but only if you find them before the planetary assassins do. Telepathic and paranormal abilities will be lost forever. It is dangerous, but if you do find them, so you must begin to look. Everything will be yours, and keep what you find, and all